Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. The Catholic bishops of the United States have voted to draft a teaching document on the meaning of the Eucharist in the life of the Church. The vote took place when the prelates met virtually for their spring General Assembly from June the 16th to the 18th. The decision on the Eucharist document was taken after a spirited debate on June the 16th and 17th, and it was passed by a vote of 168 with 6 abstentions. Now the Doctrine Committee of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops will lead the process of drafting the document after taking into consideration inputs from other committees. It will be put to the vote during the upcoming November meeting of the bishops in Baltimore. The prelates also authorised drafting a statement on Native American ministry and ratified several liturgical translations. The Church has recognised the heroic virtues of a Catholic statesman who is considered to be one of the founding fathers of European unity in modern times. French politician Robert Schuman will now be called Venerable, as the Holy Father has authorised the Congregation for the Causes of Saints to promulgate the decree advancing his cause. Schuman considered politics as a service and an act of obedience to God. Imprisoned by the Nazis during World War II, Schuman was elected to the Parliament in post-war France, and he served in important positions such as Prime Minister and Finance Minister. He worked with Konrad Adenauer and Alcide de Gasperi to establish the European Economic Committee after the Treaty of Rome in 1957. The following year, he was elected as the President of the new European Parliament. Schuman, who manifested exemplary holiness, passed away on September the 4th in 1963 at the age of 77. The Catholic bishops of the European Union have expressed their discontent with the mention of abortion as a human right in a proposed EU report. Although the prelates welcomed the report's suggestion to expand healthcare to all women, they have voiced concern over its claim that a total ban on abortion or denial of abortion equates to gender-based violence. The report was submitted to the European Parliament by Croatian Deputy Predrag Fred Matic, and it will be put to a vote on Wednesday, June the 23rd. In a statement, the bishop said that nowhere in the report is it mentioned that the life of the unborn is at stake. While reiterating the Church's teaching on the sanctity of life, the bishops also urged lawmakers to uphold the EU Treaty's recognition that health policy and health services are a national responsibility. In Ireland, the Catholic bishops have hailed the introduction of a new World Day for Grandparents and the Elderly by Pope Francis, which will be celebrated for the first time on Sunday, July the 25th. Henceforth, the elderly will be commemorated on the Sunday closest to the feast of St. Joachim and St. Anne, the parents of Our Lady. Reflecting on the theme for this inaugural year, which is I am with you always, taken from the Gospel of St. Matthew chapter 28 verse 20, the prelates said in a statement that young people are called to be present in the lives of the elderly, and grandparents have a mission to encourage young people on their faith journey. They also invited parishes to celebrate grandparents and elders, including older priests and religious, who have dedicated their lives to their families and communities. Once again, the Holy See has reached out to countries reeling from the pandemic. In a charitable gesture, Pope Francis has donated ventilators and medical equipment to 9 nations, where the virus continues to wreak havoc. According to the official papal almoner or almsgiver, Cardinal Konrad Krajewski, the Office of Papal Charities has donated ventilators and other life-saving equipment to the Apostolic Nunciatures of Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, India, Chile, South Africa, Bolivia, Syria, and Papua New Guinea through the diplomatic channel. The equipment will be distributed by the nuncios to health centres lacking such equipment. An Irish missionary has been named Immigrant of the Year, a top recognition for those who engage in social work. This year, Father Donald O'Keefe has been selected for the award in recognition of his meritorious service to workers in the suburbs of the capital of South Korea, Seoul, for more than 40 years. Father O'Keefe first visited Korea in 1976, when the nation was still under military rule. The missionary told Asia News that at that time, any association with local people was forbidden. Starting in the 1980s, the priest focused on the workers who moved from the slums to the industrial areas of cities. He founded an open house with the Sisters of the Sacred Heart, where workers could congregate and discuss their concerns, ambitions, and goals. In the British Overseas Territory of Gibraltar, which borders Spain, a referendum is scheduled to be held on June the 24th to determine if abortion is to be legalised. In the British territory, Catholics form more than 70% of the population, and abortion is currently illegal except if the health of the mother is in grave danger. The Catholic Church, as well as pro-life organisations, have launched prayer campaigns and holy hours ahead of the referendum, which determines whether the Crimes Amendment Act of 2019 should come into force. This act legalises abortion up to 12 weeks of pregnancy if the physical or mental health of the mother is at risk or if the fetus has an abnormality. As the military crackdown on resistance movements in Myanmar intensifies, Yangon Archbishop Cardinal Charles Mangbo has urged citizens to be hopeful and not to fall into hatred. Nearly 900 people have been killed since the beginning of protests against the military junta in February, and 5,000 protesters have been arrested so far. Thousands have also been displaced in Mindat and Loikaw, where fighting is going on between government troops and rebel outfits. Reflecting on Sunday's Gospel, where Jesus calms the storm, the prelate said that even amidst the brutal violence where hundreds are killed and thousands incarcerated in jails, people ought to hold on to their faith. Recalling the examples of early Christians who were brutally tossed to lions in the Roman Colosseum, the Cardinal urged the faithful not to fall for hatred. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.